Welcome to Sola Melodica. I am Tim Kaiser. On this channel, we reflect and react to music lyrically, looking for redemptive qualities in the gift that is music. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much. It's really appreciated. So today we're going to do a totally new song for me, new band for me. It was a recommended song from the band Jinjer. And it's my understanding that Jinjer is a Ukrainian band. So with all the craziness going on in Ukraine right now, we're gonna highlight them. Not that you need to, because they're apparently super famous. I'm late to the crowd, but we're gonna do the song called Pisces today. First time here. Read the lyrics. The lyrics are quite complicated. I'm hoping to get a little better sense of the meaning of the lyrics as I listen to the song, but who knows? So without further ado, the band Jinjer, Pisces.
Suffering with smile, I drew a different reality with unconditional loyalty. Ego heart, they can be big 'cause I'm selfless.
So far, I kind of expected to be heavier than this, but I didn't really know. I mean, I saw things in like the top 10 heavy metal female leads, and she makes the list. It seems like almost every one. But I'll go back a minute in case it in case it changes, because I'm a fan of Dio and Iron Maiden, and they have a tendency of starting songs slow and then kind of going crazy. So let's keep going. But great voice. No, come on, that's not her. Really? Is that really? Wow. I gotta listen to that again. This is... Okay, all right, let's try this again. If she's able to do that, I'm not sure how she keeps her voice that pure. I'm not trying to make any kind of false accusation, but it almost seems like someone else is making that sound and she's lip syncing to that sound. And I'm sure they've done thousands of live shows and that's not happening, but that much of extreme is crazy, unbelievable.
Beginning or the end, you can't tell when I wave my feet. Searching for the room to catch on and see the sun beam.
Don't suffocate in painful tortures, long-cutting tables of callous men, wandering on of phantom butchers. Emeralds are whipped away, emeralds are whipped away, emeralds are whipped away, emeralds are whipped away.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Man, I mean, just a response to the actual song and the music and the vocals, how she transitions that quickly from such a peaceful, serene sound to the real hardcore scream is unbelievable. How she pulls that off so effortlessly is amazing. The band is really good. They're a fantastic band. The lyrics are really complex, and I'm not sure if I got any better understanding from listening to the song, but a little bit maybe. And I just wrote some things down. I wrote the lyrics down, and then see me looking away. I'm looking at lyrics. So I looked at the lyrics earlier and kind of scratched some thoughts down, because most of these songs that are complicated like this, and this would fall in that category, I mean, it's hard to get a take on one listen, and especially me just kind of like trying to reconcile the voice was kind of distracting in a good way, but it just you take away from the lyrical analysis. But first of all, great song. Wow. Okay, so the so the lyrics were, kind of like some of the comparison. Step forward to meet a new sunrise. A coward is shivering inside. Today I'll be a friend of mine who swallows suffering with a smile. I drew different reality with unconditional loyalty. Ego hardly can be piqued because I'm selfless. Scale armor blaze. Virgin innocence. One brings life, another runs for death. Scale armor blaze. So it's like scale armor. So it's on the outside is really tough and protectant. The inside is innocent. So so the way the lyrics went, or the vocals went from, kind of serene and I won't say mellow, but just kind of calming, peaceful, and then transition to the extreme scream is almost like a good and evil, a bifurcation, so to speak, of our lives. And so when I was writing it down, I'm thinking, life seems fine, and then bad things happen, predestined for something that's destined for something that's awful to happen, and that happens all the time, every single day. Good versus evil. Original sin is kind of like you're caught up in this world, and it doesn't matter. Bad things can happen. But there were some really interesting lyrics in here. She started getting into Neptune's child and drowning in liquid gold, and I would think that those are some references to gods, Greek or Roman gods, and that I'm not real versed in a lot of those, but it's interesting and very poetic. Great songwriting. Neptune's child shivering inside, drowns in liquid gold. Cherish his life to the underworld. Meet me flashing when winter cries, and winter usually is the end. It's kind of a death signal. Pisces swimming through the river, which is much better than saying a fish all their life against the stream. So it's almost like, for us, we're constantly fighting and going against the flow. No matter what happens, life is not easy here. Bad things happen to good people. Suffering happens. There's injustices in the world, and sometimes we get caught up in the middle of them. And it's hard to explain, and we try to explain it the way often, and very rarely do we have correct answers, and sometimes suffering is. Searching for a hook to catch on and see their sunbeam. It's almost like the fish can't help but find something bad. It's like it's destined to be yanked from the water and then suffocating painful tortures. You ever seen a fish out of water on cutting tables of callous men under a knife of handsome butchers. And so the fish is getting, basically getting head cut off, scales removed, guts pulled out, and a little bit of meat pulled off to eat. And then it says, emeralds are ripped away, emeralds ripped away, emeralds are ripped away. And that could be the scales. And another thought I had while listening to this song, and this would be a very unpopular take, but that's quite all right, is this is like a metaphorical for abortion. That, the friend of mine swallows suffering with a smile. One brings life, and runs for death. Same person. One brings life, another one actually okays the death of the child inside. The drowns in liquid gold. I mean, it could be a money-making thing where abortions cost a lot of money, and someone's getting rich, and it's not the people getting the abortions. It's going to be somebody else who's making a ton of money doing this. And emeralds are ripped away, jewels and precious life ended prematurely, right, by a choice for a human being. So that's another option too. But it's a good song. I'm not saying I understand it totally, because I don't. One listen is not going to do the job, do it justice, and I don't want to go crazy and just make stuff up. I'm speculating here, but fantastic song. So, but yeah, the whole idea behind the bifurcation of good and evil happens, and unfortunately for us, we try to do good most of the time. I know most people out there, and some people do good, but unfortunately our good is not good enough, and the expectation is perfection, and that perfection was modeled in the person of Jesus Christ when he walked the earth back a long time ago in Palestine. And for him being such a kind, loving, perfect person, feeding the sick, clothing the naked, visiting the prisoners, and he was murdered. But it is all part of God's master plan, because a sacrifice for one person paid for all of our sins. And we are unable to earn our way into heaven. We try. It's not going to work, though, because God doesn't put the good stuff on one side of the scale and the bad thing on the other side of the scale and see if they equal out or one's better than the other. Doesn't grade on a curve, and one negative disrupts the whole thing. So what we do is we connect with Jesus, what he did, and say, I can't save myself, and I need you to bail me out. And he does. And the price he paid. It wasn't like God just said, oh, you get a do-over. No, he actually paid. The penalty was paid through Christ. In Romans 4, it says that he was delivered for our sins and resurrected for our justification. So when the sin problem was dealt with, Jesus was resurrected from the dead. And then he actually walked the earth for a long time, and 500 people saw him. And there's definitive proof that this is not a crazy hoax. And I encourage you to do the hard work to investigate it for yourself before you just give up on it because you think it's silly. And that's my that's my desire for you. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for recommending this song. Never I've heard of, but never heard Jinjer before. So it's a great song. And since this band is Ukrainian, I'll just share. We have some friends of ours who are in Romania right now, and they are taking in some of the refugees from Ukraine on their border with Romania. Poland's getting hundreds of thousands, I guess, private people, in Moldova and other countries in the area. And Romania is opening up to help some families. And so I encourage you, if you have someone that you can give through, if that's your thing, to help the people in Ukraine. War is hell. War is hell, and they are in a really tough spot right now. So to have something extra, if you can, find a way, find an organization you agree with and trust. I mean, I know ours, every penny goes to actually helping people and not overhead or making rich people richer, but they're actually on the ground and providing some housing and some training and some generators and food and clothing and things. And it's going to be, can't wait to hear all the good stuff that's happening there in a really tragic situation. So that's if you have the extra and you know someone you can work through, help the people in Ukraine. And so yeah, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you soon with a new video.